Welcome back. Defence and Military Veterans Minister Angie Motshekga says the Africa Aerospace and Defence Airshow serves as a good platform to showcase innovation within the defence sector. She briefed the media at the Waterkloof Airforce Base in Centurion. This is ahead of the 12th edition of the Africa Aerospace and Defence Airshow. Here's reporter Khayelihle Khumalo with the latest on this. So Kaya, good day to you. And I see now the foundations have been firmly laid ahead of the 12th edition of the Africa Aerospace and Defence Show, and I know that you joined by the Minister there in conversation. What's the latest?
Well, that's right, Khayelihle. It's a very phenomenal day for the defense sector, for the security, especially because, it's a 12th edition, but obviously this is where quite a number of defense ministers have descended to the country's shores. There's so many countries are here, and you know of a very incredible role played by the SANDF in terms of peacekeeping in the African continent, in those areas where you have the rest of areas. But let's hear now from Minister Motshekga, Minister for Defense here in the country. So by all means, Minister, you were saying you're not jet-lagged, you just got back from China, but tell us about the significance of this exhibition, the airshow itself.
No, I'm very happy that as a country we can host such a big show. I'm told it's the biggest in the continent, we're amongst the biggest in the world. But what it does, it helps us to expose our defense industry, because we have lots of industries which are local, which sell to other parts of the world, to the continent. So it's very helpful, very important for us to expose our own talent, innovations. But also there are also capabilities like this which are developed by our own government. Your DNL companies are going to be able to demonstrate them and be able to sell them, but also get other countries to come and bring their capabilities so that you know what is the latest in the market. You can really exchange ideas and see where you need either to expand your own capabilities. Now that, as you correctly say, we are very active in the continent, we do need very good capabilities, but also for our own defense, so that we remain safe. And this is a deterrent, so people must know that they can't get close to us, that we're ready and capable of defending the country and its people. We're ready to defend our waters, we're ready to defend our skies, but we're also able and ready to defend the land. So even for South Africans to really have that confidence or safety feeling that they are defended and we're ready and capable of defending them. So it's a very assuring show, both for locals but also for our business and also for our young people to see what is the latest in the industry. We'll be bringing 12,000 of them to see here so that they can also have a feel of what is available in terms of skills, in terms of entrepreneurship, but in terms of opportunities and also jobs or other things that they really would wish to go for. Some would want to go into the sea, some would want to go into the skies, but others want to go to the battlefield. So it's also good for them to be exposed to what the defense can provide for their skills, for their careers, but also for the economy.
So, by all means, Minister, it's a jam-packed show where we're looking at issues around cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, the maritime safety. Let's look at the countries that are taking part. I see just a number of the BRICS countries, a number of countries from the continent are part and parcel of this.
No, exactly. For instance, I came from the Brazilian show, there's the Chinese, but we have also other countries which are not necessarily BRICS. We're still expecting or hoping that the Americans will come because they were invited also long ago. So we have both BRICS but also other parties and friends and even countries which are not into the arms manufacturing. When I was in China, I met, for instance, the Minister of Tanzania is going to come. So there are lots of ministers from different parts of the Minister of the Bahamas is going to come. So we have also other ministers and other governments which are not necessarily in BRICS, but which are our fraternal friends, but some are just, as I say, fellow countries that will come. And that's what is beautiful about this show, that it's going to be, it's open, it's everybody here, and we can network, but we can also see what is the latest in the industry.
Before we let you go, Minister, it's undeniable of the role of the SANDF in the continent, currently deployed in eastern DRC, where you're working with Malawian troops and also their Tanzanian counterparts. I would imagine that such platforms really are offering you an opportunity to sharpen your tools, your capabilities.
Exactly, it does actually, and even to strengthen our relationships in the continent. I mean, one of the pillars of the defense force or pillars for development, it's really maintaining peace in Africa and silencing the guns. And you can't silence guns if we are not capable. You have to have superior capability for you to be able to have peace. So for me, it's very important actually, even for us as Africans, to look at the capabilities that we need to protect ourselves from ourselves. Because some of these wars, it's our own internal conflicts, but some of them are imported from us and into our shores. So if we can defend the continent, then we can deter people from coming to really meddle with affairs of the continent. So that's why I'm happy that most of my counterparts from the continent are going to come here. And some of the capabilities that I saw can protect the continent, you can put it somewhere in the middle of the continent and deter, can protect from the ranges long enough to protect the entire continent. Especially even in our waters, we have huge shores as South Africa. On the 3rd to the 6th, there's going to be a conference of just the naval, where we are going to be working with our neighbors about how we protect our seas. And again, it's good for us to interact so that we can have joint exercises, we can have joint cooperation, we can jointly protect the shores. So it's not Angola on its own, but it's us and Angola, or it's not Mozambique on its own, it's us and Mozambique. So these are very important also in terms of exchanging but sharing resources.
Minister, we're hopelessly out of time, but thank you so much indeed for that. Of course, that's the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans. Really, it's a hive of activity here in Centurion. As you know, that quite a number of entities are here really to showcase in this all-important show. With that, back to you in studio.
That's Khayelihle Khumalo live to us there from Centurion at the Africa Aerospace and Defence Airshow. Thanks very much indeed for that update.